Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. And certainly hope you had a wonderful weekend. Wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to warmly welcome you. And if you could do me a favor, for those of you who've been watching this channel, you know what I'm about to say next. Smash that like button. This helps get this channel out to more people, help support the channel. Also, love the comments and the questions that I get. You know, I do look to get back to those questions as soon as possible, and love all the comments that you take the time to put there, the kind words, the encouragement. Really appreciate that. Now, as you know, last week I did 2 shows on one day. I did a general daily crypto show, more focused on Bitcoin, and I also did an altcoin show, and I asked you to vote, and you overwhelmingly voted that you would love to have the 2 separate shows, okay? So you're going to have 2 shows again today. I'm going to look to do that each day, 6 days a week, and then my stock show, which was on Sunday, again, got a lot of love and feedback for that, so I will be looking to do that on Sundays. So that stock show will drop on Sundays just before the market, day before the market opens. I'll generally be looking to push out this video here, the daily show, at about 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Eastern time each day, okay? And so you can set your alarms for that, or you can click the bell notification, be notified when that goes live. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already and would love to join this ever-growing community, click that subscribe button. And then the altcoin show, I'm looking to push out around 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is about 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So about 5 hours after. Now, if you'd like that gap to be a little bit shortened, let me know in the comments what time you would like that altcoin video to come out. Do it at Eastern Standard Time. Don't just throw a time out there. I won't know what time zone you're talking about. So let's just say we're going to push that in Eastern Standard Time zone. Would you like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. or 12 o'clock, or even a little bit later, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, this here I believe is going to be one of the most important videos. If the September low is in on September 6th, this could be one of the most important videos that I've ever put out, because this could well be the last opportunity to buy before we take off, because historically when the September low is in, and just remember this, and this is why the title of the video is, Are You Ready? Are you ready? I see some people, in the YouTube comments in the Discord saying, oh, I've got buy orders set here, here, and here. And that's fine. It's good to have those buy orders in case there is a further dip. But are you going to be okay if the market takes off today? Are you going to be okay if September 6th was the low and then the market takes off and doesn't come back until the bear market? Because historically, in the previous 3 halving cycles of 2012, 2016, and 2020, let me tell you, the low was in September on the 2nd, and the 8th. Well, today is the 9th. So if the low was in on the 6th, then we have stuck to those halving year lows. If the low comes in after, then we obviously, we're going to break with a little bit of history here if we have a dump this week sometime or later in September, okay, which could happen. But historically, let's just say that history repeats and the September low is in, just flow with me here. We're talking hypothetically. Let's just say September 6th is the low. If that is the low, are you okay with what's about to happen next? Because historically, the market takes off and does not come back. It will continue on for the next year, putting in some crazy life-changing gains, and you will never see the prices on your altcoins or Bitcoin like you see right now. So just keep that in mind. That's the strategy I'm taking. I'm mostly committed into the market. I have a small percentage ready to buy if there is any final dip down there. And just remember this, funding rates are negative on the weekly time frame. Now, when funding rates, let me just tell you how low funding rates and negative they are on the weekly time frame. The last time the negative funding rates went negative on the weekly time frame, or just going back 4 years, COVID crash, okay, FTX, the USDC DPEG, the yen cash carry trade now. Okay? So look, I'll say this. I haven't said this for a while, actually, but those, and this is not my saying, don't shoot the messenger, but those who try and pick bottoms get smelly fingers, okay? And honestly, if you're 50, you've got to do with what you feel, because guess what? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Says the great Maximus Decimus Meridius from the movie Gladiator. But you can see where I'm going. What other signs do you need to get some coins? And maybe you're as good deployed as you want to be, and that's good. And I am as well. I'm sitting and waiting either for the market to take off, or I have some more capital deploy if the market goes a little bit lower, because we could go a little bit lower. We'll look at the Bitcoin chart right at the end there. Now, remember what I said before the weekend. I said that Bitcoin, there was buy orders down at 52K, 1 million buy orders. Bang, that got hit, bounced up. I said there was $2 million worth of buy orders at about, $1.5 million worth of buy orders at 51. That hasn't been touched. And a really big buy order down at 50K, 49,900, a $7 million buy. But there was a sell order, $1 million sell order at 55K. And of course, that's why we're struggling around that 55K area. Will we exhaust those sellers and push through? Or maybe we come back and collect some more of that liquidity around about that 51K area or that 50K area, and maybe even a little bit of a wick down to 49, 48, 47K. That certainly is something that could possibly happen. All right, we're going to jump into the news cycle here, and let's talk about the weekly RSI. Now, this is very, very interesting, and I made some notes here, so just let me bring this up on my other screen here that you can't see. And so the weekly RSI closes at the lowest level since January 2023. Again, January 2023. This is the lowest level that it's closed on the weekly basis, and people are saying, oh, we're going to 42K. We might. But as I've said on this channel, I felt that either the bottom is in or we're pretty close. And every time that I've said that, and you can go back to May 2024 when this channel was launched, every time that I've said I felt the bottom was in or we were close, I was 100% right, and the bottom was in, okay? So let's just see what happens there. So there's a couple of things. Bitcoin weekly RSI closed at the lowest level since January 2023. Okay, so let's look. I've gone back and gotten some data and researched some data. The last 13 times the RSI got this low, going back actually 2 bull markets ago. I'm going to give you some data here. So this is 2 bull markets ago when it hit these levels, went up 109%. Then twice in a bear market hit these levels. In a bear market went up 54% and 47% and 295% in a bear market. Then it failed. So it only failed twice in the last 13 times. And it failed in the bull market, the last bull market in that black swan event of March 2020, okay? And the other time it failed was in a bear market, okay? Otherwise, it's not failed in a bull, and it's only failed once in a bear market in the last 2 bear markets, okay? So the first, the bear market, 2 bear markets ago, 54% upside, 47% upside, 295% upside, which actually was the one that led into the bull. Then it failed with the drop down in the black swan event of March 2020. Then we had 2 more in the bull market where it dipped down this low, 217% up, 139% up. Then into the bear market, we had 16% up. Then it failed and dropped. And then we had 100, and then we had 100, and then this current bull market, 103%, 93%, 19%, 30% is the last 4 that we have seen. And so you can see when this goes down low like this, and we have the situation, it doesn't happen this often. The last time this happened was January 2023 when Bitcoin was about $16,000, I think. And so I'm just going to show you the data, okay? You've got to decide what you want to do with that data, okay? So very, very interesting there, taking the time to jump in there for you. During the 2017 bull run for Bitcoin, it had over 35 daily drawdowns of 5% or more. In 2024, we've only had 12. This has been quite a mild drawdowns for, and I see people panicking and stuff, and I'm like, it's in the last bull run, it's like, it was way tougher than this. We had 40% drops. If we had a 40% drop now, we'd be down in the low 40s, and people would be, panic selling and saying that we're into a bear market. And honestly, if we did have a drop down there, that would be the last stand, to be honest. Any lower than that, and I think we could be having a very bearish moment in the market, if not a bear market itself. Bitcoin hasn't been this undervalued since the bear market. The Bitcoin MVRVZ scored is right down there. So again, these bottom signals just keep coming. The negative funding rates, the fear and greed index, the RSI low. If you watch my life-changing gains series, I actually teach these things, and this is how I identify local bottoms and buy local bottoms and also sell the local tops when these indicators are in reverse as well. There is a gap opened up, a 3% gap. Do you think the gap would be filled? In the last 6 months, every gap has been filled, and it's been filled fairly quickly. That being said, if we took off from here and went up to 100,000, 120, and then came all the way back to fill that gap in a year's time, that's also possible as well. So I'm not saying that it has to be filled now, but more than recent time, it has been filled. That would take us down into that 52K again region, which, wouldn't be so severe, but there is a bit of a CME gap there that has been created. Bitcoin dominance is beginning to break down here. Okay, Bitcoin, I'm not sure if it's going to go all the way down to 23%. But Bitcoin dominance is starting to break down. Again, it's printing a new lower high, and it has been coming down. That's why alts are beginning to move, and Bitcoin dominance is breaking down on the daily charts. Make sure you have BTC.D, Bitcoin dominance. Just type that into your trading view and track that. You can see this is a very bearish wedge pattern, and it's beginning to break down from there, okay? Also showing that, I think we're more likely in a bear trap. I think we've more likely been in a bear trap. There's been a lot of fear, a lot of FUD. Maybe we'll see a little. That's not to say that we couldn't come down low. We can come down lower. It's possible, but I think we are at the low. We had the low, or the low is pretty close. We could come down a little bit further there, okay? And then also there's inverse head and shoulders that are starting to form on Bitcoin. Obviously, as this plays out, we will see an explosive move to the upward. Again, another bullish pattern that is currently forming. Let's see if that plays out. There's some Bitcoin bullish divergence also as well. Let's see if this plays out. And also, I thought this was interesting. If you longed Bitcoin every Monday at the open and closed Tuesday at 10 a.m. for the full history of Bitcoin, this would be your return. This would be a return. So it just shows you generally Monday tends to be a good day to buy and to enter trades and then exit the very next day. You would have had some pretty darn good returns there. And then just before we jump into the charts, I shared this in the Discord, and within 24 hours, it went up 50%. The Blub is a new meme coin on the Sui chain, very bullish on Sui. And it's looking very good. It set a new all-time high yesterday. I know that's because all you whales in the Discord bought Blub and pushed that price up. And if you are part of the Discord, there are links below in the description where you can sign up and be in the Discord, because if you weren't in the Discord, you missed this trade. Okay, this is, I'm only doing these YouTube videos once a day. If you want all the ongoing, regular, live alpha, it's in the Discord, okay? This would have paid for your Discord had you got in on this trade. I shared it, and then the very next day, it was up 50%. Some of you had bought after it's already pumped 50%. I wish you had got in when I did, but I think you'll be okay, because I also added some to the Blub trade there. And remember, okay, and this was something that I'm going to cover in the next video here. And now we're going to jump into the charts of Bitcoin. So just make sure, yes, in the link to sign up for the Stocks with Josh Discord is in the links below in the descriptions, as well as my cheat sheet is in there as well. And I also have a Twitter as well. I want to be more active on Twitter, but I'm so active on the Discord and doing these YouTube videos and trading. So it's a little bit difficult, but I do hope to be a little bit more up to date on the Twitter so I can get that, like this blub trade, get this out there as well on the Twitter. So 3 areas there: cheat sheet, the Twitter, and the Discord. Make sure you get in on that. Okay, we're going to have a quick look at the Bitcoin charts here. And as you can see, it's just really the same as we have been looking at previously. We have the 200 EMA sitting at around about 60,000. That's going to be a big line in the sand to get across. Look, as I've said before, the 200 EMA in the last bull run, it did exactly this. And from August to October, it sat in and around the 200 EMA and ended up being a life-changing gains time to buy and reaccumulate. I call this the reaccumulation phase. We're in this bullish wedge pattern here. As you can see, it will come to an end. It will break up some point along the way, October, November, December. Just be patient and continue to accumulate here, as I have here with Bitcoin. Okay, so what are the risks of the downside? The risks of the downside are, look, I said to everybody here that I felt that when this happened, so I've been saying this now since August the 5th, that when this wick came down, I felt that there was liquidity there and at least around half of it would be grabbed. And that's where I got the 51,500 level for. Now, it came down and didn't hit 51,500, but got pretty close. It got down to 52, around 52,300 or 52,200. Now, can it still come down and claim a little bit more of this liquidity wick or all of this liquidity wick? Yes. And that is the risk to the downside. And of course, we have had this trend line here since I believe October 2023. This trend line has been in place for a while, and it's acted as support, and it was as resistance. Support, we've broken down from it. If we retest this and then continue to break down, yes, we could come down. And remember, I said at the beginning of the show, at the $49,000 level, or $49,000 to $50,000, there's a $7 million order of Bitcoin. So that's the possibility. Okay, that is the possibility that 49 to 51K area gets tagged. And that is for me, the most possible. I'm not seeing 42, 43K at this time. Now, if we break down from 49 and then that becomes resistance, then I will put out a video saying, okay, the market structure has changed. We could be coming down to tag, because the overall thinking, remember, Bitcoin does like to come down and tag the yearly open. The yearly open of this year was around 42,000, 43,000, okay? So there is the danger that we do come down. At the moment, I'm not seeing that as the most likely scenario. If there was further downside, I feel the most likely scenario is to the 49 to 41K level to create a double bottom here, with this wick, come down, grab a little bit more liquidity before moving up. Of course, we might have already seen the market makers take and get what they wanted and then start to move the market up, bang around here between 52. We got that fair value gap down to here. Again, remember, we got a fair value gap here. Will it get filled first and bang around? Remember, we had a lot of sell orders at 55K. And so will we bang around in here a little bit? Either way, I feel it's good accumulation zone. And as I've said before, with the title of this message, I want to stay consistent here. The title of this message, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you prepared? Because what we have here also, by the way, is we have a higher low. This is a bullish W formation here, okay? We have a higher low. So unless we come down and lose this area here, lose this price level, which I've put you can see here, I put an alert here, then I remain very, very bullish that we could have seen the September low in. And as we know, once the September low is in and confirmed, we don't come back below that. in October or onwards, it's gone. The price is gone. Are you ready? Be prepared. I'm not saying put all your 100% of your capital in at this level, but I'm certainly saying that if you're scared right now, usually when I'm super scared and fearful, that's been a good opportunity to buy. That's, when the RSI is at record low levels since January 2023, the fear and greed index is an extreme fear. Open interest has been wiped out and things are looking grim, and all of crypto Twitter and YouTube are calling for a bear market or 42,000. Generally, that's been a good opportunity for me to be accumulating, and that is what I have been doing. And then to the upside, look, I think we've got to get past this 55. I think once we shoot past 55, we're going to jump pretty quick to 57, okay? So if we bust through this 55 sell order wall, we're going to jump pretty quick to 57. We got the trend line there to get through, and then the next level there is 60, and then from there, if we break through 60, I think it's going to move pretty quick from 60 to 65, and then once we break 65, it's going to move pretty quickly from 65 to 70 there as well. There's going to be some pretty quick jumps, and that could happen in a matter of days. All right, there. Well, again, thank you all for tuning in. Remember, if you haven't smashed the like already, do that. But I've got the Altcoin show coming up in a few hours, so stay tuned for that. And until then, happy trading.